much like the Michigan situation is the situation at Nebraska and Scott Frost. Favored son won a national championship with the Huskers, of course, as the quarterback. He goes to Oregon. He's considered an offensive mind because of what he did with the Ducks there. Then he goes to UCF, and of course he pulls off a miracle of taking over a program that went 0-12 and turning them around to 13-0. Beats Auburn in a bowl game, heads off to Nebraska to, of course, fix what Mike Riley and his predecessors could not and bring Nebraska back to prominence in the Big Ten and in the nation. All right, Mike Riley went to bowl games. Mike Riley was in that 8-4 range most of his tenure. His final season was 5-7. He got fired. Okay, Scott Frost has been given a lot of leash here. The first season, I thought that there was some promise there because, of course, he was in the process of changing culture, locker room, terminology, structure, building a brand, building the program. Okay, you expect to take a few steps back before you go forward. That's understandable. Nebraska started 0-6 his first campaign. They finished strong, 4-2. And two of the losses, those two losses were against really good Ohio State and Iowa teams. The Buckeyes in the top 3 in the nation, Iowa a top 15 team, and he lost at the wire both games. Okay. Improvement was right there to see in the latter half of that first season under Scott Frost. Then they didn't come through the next season. Another awful season in year 2. And then in year 3, of course, was the pandemic, the shortened season, and Nebraska continues to falter against the likes of Illinois and Northwestern. That should not happen. So Scott Frost is sitting on a dismal record right now of 12-20, 9-17 in the Big Ten, and he plays in the West Division. And against the elite of the Big Ten, i.e. Ohio State, they've been completely embarrassed outside of that first effort in year 1. The last 2 years could have been named the score. All right, Scott Frost has a difficult schedule to deal with. Oklahoma outside of the conference, they got to meet Ohio State again. The Big Ten Western Division has suddenly become very competitive. Minus an elite team, it's extremely balanced with strong programs. Minnesota Northwestern, Wisconsin, Iowa, of course. So Nebraska's got a difficult schedule. They also take on one of the other better teams. Michigan, yes, in the Big Ten Eastern Division. Okay. Nebraska's been so bad under Scott Frost in the last year under Mike Riley that what's improvement? Well, they've got to get to a bowl game. Get 6-6. 6-6. And maybe if they get embarrassed in the bowl game, he still gets let go. But to go 6-6 and be competitive, or, of course, win the bowl game, go 7-6, I think that's the formula for Nebraska football. Get to postseason play. They can't go 6 years not going to postseason play, and it's going to be 4 years under Scott Frost, no postseason play. Get to a bowl game. All right, at number 11, we've got Scott Frost, Nebraska. Look at Frost, look at Harbaugh. Favored sons coming back home. They've succeeded as head coaches elsewhere. Again, favored sons, in this case, a national championship quarterback at Nebraska who got the job done, looked like the perfect fit at Nebraska, and it's not happened yet. He's in his 4th season. The UCF success was remarkable. He took over a program that went 0-12. He immediately got them to a bowl game, and then undefeated the next year at 13-0. We know the story. All right. He's a perfect fit for this program. He appeared to be the perfect hire. Like the timing was just exactly what it needed to be for Nebraska to get not just the hot commodity coach, but the guy who everybody loved that they wanted to bring back. He had offensive success as a coordinator at Oregon. Okay, like what we see at Florida State right now with Mike Norvell, he took over a talented roster, a top 25 to 30 roster, but with a lot of disciplinary issues, a dysfunctional clubhouse. He's cleaning it up, or has cleaned it up, hopefully at this point. He's getting into his 4th season, but 12-20, 9-17 in the Big Ten. After the 2018 season, his first, I thought it was uphill. I thought it was, let's say, downhill. I thought the trajectory was on the upswing. They started 0-6 in 2018. They went 4-2 down the stretch against the tougher opponents. Most notably, they went to Columbus, took Ohio State down to the wire, and they lost to a top 15 Iowa team on the final play of the game. 4-2, two quality losses. I thought, there they go, 2019. And they were picked to win the Big Ten Western Division in 2019 by the media. They went from 4-8 to 5-7, and then this 3-5 season in the truncated pandemic year. Scott Frost, he's brought in top 25 recruiting classes. He should be able to compete with the resources and everything, the rabid fan base and support and money and everything there at Nebraska against the likes of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. He has yet to do that. It's year 4. It's time to win.